I'm so glad we have my next guest with us because she has been so dead on right, warning about China and Russia. Today, reminders how that continues and the threat continues in the case of China threatening U.S. warships that had the nerve to sail through the Taiwan Strait, despite them being international waters. Separately, Russia getting very close to actually bombing a nuclear power plant, the largest in all of Europe. So that's what they call provocative behavior. Claudia Rosett joins us right now, the Independent Women's Forum Foreign Policy Fellow, former Wall Street Journal Moscow bureau chief. I don't think she has any fear, but I love having her on. So, Claudia, I mean, that's a 1-2 punch right there. What do you make first of what they're doing at the Taiwan Strait? We've got battleships there because we're free to be there. The China says, no, you're not. So where's this going?
It's good that the U.S. has now sent 2 warships through the Taiwan Strait. But these are cruisers. These are guided missile cruisers. And it would have been even better if we had sent, say, the Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier group through the Taiwan Strait to send an even stronger message, or even more than that, and done it sooner. And in other words, we're still not doing anything close to enough. And Neil, what's driving the tensions over this is China. It's created this whole crisis. It doesn't have to. This has all been planned, I believe. And the problem is the metrics here are really bad. When this kind of confrontation took place in the mid-90s, when China was angry at Taiwan and carried out missile tests and amphibious assault drills and so on, the U.S. responded with an enormous show of military force. We sent aircraft carriers through the Taiwan Strait. Now, we're sort of much reduced, this late response. We canceled an intercontinental ballistic missile test while China was staging the exercises so as not to provoke them. Bottom line, the arithmetic here seems to be that as China builds up its military and becomes far more aggressively threatening toward Taiwan and much else, we keep reducing our military and pulling back a lesser response. That arithmetic really doesn't work out well.
Do you think they act in concert, the Chinese with the Russians, and the Russians just calling up 137,000 additional soldiers? That clearly hints this isn't going to end anytime soon in Ukraine. And then separately, these provocative actions around this nuclear plant in Ukraine. God knows what could happen there with one errant missile. Are they comparing notes?
It's not a sort of perfectly matched, Olympic ice skating pair there, but yes, they coordinate a lot. They've announced it to the world. I believe them. I don't think their partnership is limitless at all, as they said, but they have a lot of shared interests in their hostility to the free world, to the United States, in their ambitions to overrun what have been the rules of the Pax Americana, what we call the international world order, a sort of system of relative peace in the world since World War II. And yeah, they're obviously coordinating on some things, including military drills, which I think are not just symbolic at this point. They're rehearsing things. And
rehearsing for what?
It seems pretty clear that China does intend to try to seize Taiwan. Unless we do something much, much more than we're doing now to stop them, that's going to play out. The same way you could see it coming, that Vladimir Putin, unless President Biden did something much more than look for off-ramps and so on, was going to move into Ukraine, was going to assault Ukraine. So they're practicing for that. They're practicing to deter us, to get us out of their regions, their areas. Xi Jinping wants us gone from Asia, basically, and Vladimir Putin wants us gone really from Europe, certainly from Eastern Europe. And they coordinate diplomatically, at this point militarily. It's a very disturbing alliance.
To put it mildly, Claudia, thank you very much. Hope you're wrong on this, Claudia, just this once. Claudia Rosett, the Independent Women's Forum Foreign Policy Fellow.